Hi, I'm Kate LaTour, Director of Government Relations at NCBA CLUSA. 2020 was a remarkable year in pretty much every way, and advocacy was no exception. Believe it or not, we started last year by securing a congressional hearing held by the House Small Business Committee to talk about the benefits of the cooperative business model and the challenges they face. The hearing was the result of more than 100 co-op organizations and our partners making this request. And the hearing featured two of NCBA CLUSA's very own members, the National Cooperative Bank and South Mountain Company. Then in March, we all rightfully turned our attention toward addressing and mitigating the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. Congress passed the CARES Act, which provided billions in funding to support small businesses. Importantly, we were successful in including language in this bill to ensure co-ops were eligible for two of the major disaster relief programs, the Paycheck Protection Program and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan and Grant Program. We know that at least 3,000 co-ops access these programs, which provided direct financial assistance of at least $1.2 billion to maintain operations and support the more than 1.2 million workers on their payroll and in their communities. We remained highly engaged throughout the administration of these two programs to advocate for technical fixes along the way, to make sure that they were working in the best way possible for cooperatives. Specifically, this entailed expanding eligibility for electrical, telephone, broadband, and housing cooperatives, as well as helping to educate SBA loan officers and staff administering loan guarantees on cooperative ownership. We were also really proud to provide one-on-one assistance to numerous co-ops to help them navigate these programs. There was also a lot happening outside of disaster assistance. We continued to grow the membership of the bipartisan Congressional Cooperative Business Caucus and used that platform to lift up cooperative stories in sectors like housing and food and agriculture. This caucus is so valuable to educate policymakers and their staff on the cooperative difference. We also engaged with more state and local governments than ever before to support and promote investments in cooperative development happening at the local level. We've also had more individual pieces of federal legislation ranging from housing to financial services, economic development, and agriculture that we were actively engaged. We also met, albeit virtually, with a record number of members of Congress and agency officials to educate them on the cooperative business model. All of this is possible because of our amazing members and the work you're doing every day to keep the co-op movement moving forward. Last year, we also engaged heavily throughout the campaign season with candidates seeking the office of the President of the United States. After the presidential election, we worked closely with President-elect Biden's transition team and agency leads for several different federal agencies to raise the co-op flag and again, continue to educate key officials on the cooperative model, cooperative members, and cooperative impact. We've started to see the fruits of that labor and we're off to a busy start this year. As our nation starts to turn toward recovery, NCBA CLUSA was happy to be working closely with our co-op partners and champions on Capitol Hill to ensure co-ops were included in the American Rescue Plan. This law includes, among other priorities, the opportunity for significant investment in co-op development among socially disadvantaged farmers, ranchers, and in their rural communities. We're just as excited about the potential role for co-ops across sectors to play in potential infrastructure legislation. We're so proud to use the co-op identity to show that cooperatives are a community-driven, time-tested, and shovel-ready policy solution to tackle many of today's biggest challenges. And we couldn't do it without our members. So I just want to say thank you for your partnership, and I'm looking forward to continuing this important work with you all again this year.